Okay, so enough of times we used this word a data engineer and machine learning. What is actually, if there are two terms existing, two different terms, what is the difference between these two terms?
Okay. So like these two terms are very different. Like a data engineer role is very different than machine learning engineer. So a data engineer is somebody who is who is looking at the data sources, who can manipulate that data source to create a data pipeline that a data analyst or a data scientist or can use. So basically, let's say, for example, like a company has a lot of different data sources, and they need to build some kind of data for a particular analysis or for a particular data science model. So for that they need data engineer. So a data engineer will take that data, create a data pipeline. It can be in SQL, it can be in Python or any other language. At the end result of that, it will be like basically a data in the format that they need, a clean data. So he's the data engineer person is like doing all the dirty work working with the data so that the data scientist or data analyst can focus on focus their time or energy on the thing that they should do, which is like analyzing the data or creating some kind of data science model. And but on the other hand, machine learning engineer is something different than this. A machine learning engineer's role is basically to write code, mostly for like creating some kind of machine learning applications which take the data ingestion which is supplied by like a data engineer or somebody, or even which is coming from some kind of, let's say, API and stuff, and it is returning some, let's say, some making some kind of prediction and all that stuff. So a machine learning engineer is much more on a developer side, which is he's working on some kind of product, you can say, or he's writing code to for machine learning algorithms, or for making that machine learning service, you can say. But a data engineer's role is kind of different, which is like he has to create the data pipelines to generate data. And yeah, like currently, because these are very new, like comparatively new technologies and job titles, so company to company it is very different. So in a company, let's say in a company X, a data scientist will do all the work, which is from starting to data engineering to data analysis to data scientist. Like he will do all that kind of work. But let's say in company B, that data scientist will only work on the analysis and the modeling part. So this is very much varied, and like there are but like in simple terms, the data engineer's role is to create the data pipeline, automate all the kinds of process that he can do. A machine learning person's job is basically to write the code for machine learning algorithms and make the machine learning service work. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure people who are still doubtful, not clear about these two roles, and usually we tend to, hear data engineer, machine learning engineer, AI, whatnot. We tend to hear all these terms together, and that is why it becomes different, difficult to differentiate between these streams. How did you transform yourself from being a data engineer to a machine learning engineer? What are all the changes,
Okay.
learnings you had to go through?
Yeah. So like as I told you, like I was already into ML before like jumping into the data engineering part. But again, because I was working as a data engineer for last 1.5 year, so it was I need to refresh a lot of things. So the things that I focused like while looking for machine learning again, like while jumping back to machine learning again, was to learn about more technical side. Like I needed to improve my logical part of the programming. I went and I joined like Lead Code a few months back. I tried to solve problems there. It's a very good platform if you want to practice your coding stuff and all that stuff. So I did that. I refreshed some of the but as I told you, like I was a mentor there, so I can help people around, which makes my basics very clear. So I had to spend very less time in like refreshing the machine learning basics and all that stuff. So, but yeah, that is something that people can do. After that, they can learn about the current development in this field. So there are lots and lots of development, like research papers coming out every day and all that stuff. So we cannot read all that stuff, but focus on one field. For example, like for me, natural language processing is a field which really excites me. So I used to read about that and prepare myself like on the new things that are coming. For example, like there are transformers, there are attention models and all that stuff. So that is something.
NLP, research papers, all of that stuff. Uh, how did you make yourself aware and up to date, with every new trend coming in the market? Because this is something you must be aware of. Some technology is different thing. Then you must be,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I mean, walking ahead and working on things in parallel is a different thing. So how do you match between these two factors?
So there are few like first of all, like the thing that keep me updated a lot is if I am working on something and something is not making sense to me, I go around and I read about that stuff. So whatever, if I'm not able to solve some problem, I go and I Google and like I search for some things which are like currently developed in that. So it gives you like for a particular area that you want to know. So it gives you a very good idea of like what all things to explore. On the other hand, I have some good subscriptions of like email list. So that actually gives me like a weekly basis, like all the research, like I trust those sources. For example, there's the batch from Coursera, which is like Andrew Yang's website. He is like one of the very big guy in the one of the very biggest mentor in machine learning. So that's his email subscription list. There's like there are a couple of more. So they give you like a lot of developments which are currently going. So instead of like I try to replace my time wasting on social media to read about those things. But yeah, it's kind of less right now because I'm still trying to get comfortable in the new job and all that stuff. So that's fair. But yeah, the email list, they give you all the like refined things that you want to know. I can list or I can give you a list after like looking at all the subscriptions that I have.
Yeah,
So yeah, it will be helpful for the yeah new people.
of course, it will be helpful because learning a technology is a different thing, but how it is trending, continuously
Mhm.
improving, we need to be updated.
So many people are keeping it open source. The research papers that are coming out, they're open source. And the codes in the GitHub, like there are lots and lots of codes that you can go and check. I really like that thing about this field because it is developing, and I guess it is developing so fast because people are keeping it like most of the things as open source.
Yeah.
So lots of contributions and
Like
yeah.
how machine learning is directly, indirectly related with data science, or is it related with data science?
Yes, so data science is like a very big umbrella. Like as I told you, it differs company to company, like the definition of it. But the basic definition of data scientist is somebody who is uh, basically making sense out of the data, who is doing who is basically who gets the data and he is based on that data, based on converting that data into an information and making some kind of business decisions which are providing value to the business or adding some kind of feature to the product. So that is what data scientist is. Now a data scientist can use lots and lots of tools. He can do it on Excel, he can do it on Tableau or some other visualization tool, or he can use machine learning for that. The thing like why machine learning is so much trending across right now is because we have huge amount of data and it is not possible for like the like other tools or basically for a human to understand or analyze that data or create a scientific model out of it. So with for those kind of things, like you have the perfect tool like the hammer, which is like machine learning. So you can use different machine learning algorithms to understand or do whatever you want. So for example, like if you want to predict next year's sales, you want to forecast the revenue of a company, you can use a machine learning algorithm to do that. If you have like huge amount of data backing it, it will create a scientific model itself. And like one of the things that I really emphasize when somebody asking about machine learning or data science is that you can there are a lot of functions out there, like libraries out there, which will help you to do this thing directly. If you want to predict like revenue of it, you can Google or you can search it on YouTube. You will get a 5 minute tutorial, and you can actually code that thing. But understanding that model requires maths. So that is something which is like the core of machine learning or data science, and even like computer science. Yeah.